Okay, I'm back with yet another video. I thought I was done with this subject, but apparently I'm not. Every time I think I'm done, something pulls me back in and I revisit this. So what am I talking about? I'm talking about Windows 11 on unsupported hardware again. Okay, yes, we're again. I'm doing this. I've already made several of these videos in the past. I've demonstrated various ways to do it. This particular one I'm doing because of some question that was brought up during one of Doug Betts's Saturday live streams, and the question to me is can you do a Windows 11 upgrade from Windows 10? You know, you're already on 10. You want to do an in-place upgrade as opposed to doing a fresh install. So the answer is yes, you can do that. And I'm going to demonstrate how that is possible. There was also a question about can you do it on a system that has an MBR formatted drive? The answer is yes, that can be done as well. Now, I will demonstrate this momentarily. I'll go through all the steps. The video will have edits in it, mostly to just get rid of the mundane, waiting for the system to do things. So a lot of that's going to be cut out, and hopefully that it will appreciably shorten the video. One other thing, before you even attempt this, be absolutely sure that you have a good verified backup of your system before you even think about attempting this. I'm not encouraging you necessarily to do this. I'm also not going to be held responsible for it either. Okay, I completely I disavow, just like they do on Mission Impossible. I disavow. With that being said, I'm going to get to this here, and I'll have some thoughts after I show you how this is done. All right, before we begin, I will reiterate, be absolutely sure you have a good backup of your system before you try any of this. I have not had a problem doing this, but I've only tried it a couple of times. There's no guarantee that this will work for you, but we're going to do this. And we're going to do this on the machine itself. We're going to do everything. We're going to download what we need. We're going to run everything. So just a quick recap. This system is a AMD FX 6100. There is 32 gigabyte of memory on this. It is on an MSI, I think it's a 990 FX-GD65. Both the processor and the motherboard were released in 2011, so we're talking about 13-year-old hardware. So, with that being said, I will just, for the heck of it, show you very quickly that we have exactly what I said. This is currently on Windows 10 Pro 22H2. And here's our AMD 6100. 32 gigabytes. Okay, so it's exactly as I said it was. All right, so first thing we're going to need is we're going to obviously need to download the ISO from Microsoft. So that's the first thing we want to do. So Windows 11 ISO download. Okay, and basically we're going to go right here. That should be the right one. There we go. We have the installation assistant. We're not doing that. Create Windows installation media. We're not doing that. Downloading the ISO. So that's what we're going to do. Select the download. Hit download now. I'm going to choose, in this case for me, obviously, we're going to use English United States. Confirm that. Gives us the little link here. We're going to hit download again. And this is going to download. This will take a little bit. I will be editing this video as it goes to weed out all the ridiculously boring parts of this. So I'm going to let this download, and then we'll get around to downloading Rufus, which is the other one we'll also need. Okay, so our ISO is downloaded. So that's taken care of. That's done. Now the next thing you want to do is you want to go find Rufus. And I believe Rufus 4.2 was the last version I had seen. Okay, there we go. We're going to go to Rufus downloads here. And we have Rufus is now up to 4.4. So that's interesting. So we're going to hit that. Nope, I hit the wrong thing. I hit the wrong thing. Oh, it's an advertisement, that's why. So we hit the wrong thing. Okay, so Rufus is here. So that's there. All right, so with that done, and we're going to now open up Rufus itself. Now we can do that. We can do the updates if we want. Let me close this for the moment because we don't need this anymore. We can do that if we want. It'll, every time it starts up, it'll look for new updates. For the moment, I'm going to hit no. Okay, so we've got our main screen here. It's disk or ISO. We want to hit select. We've already got this here. We're going to hit that, hit open. Okay, now it knows what we want. I have to put in now a blank USB thumb drive. That would be helpful, which I will do now. So there's our drive. There's our ISO. And the partition scheme on the thumb drive is GPT. Okay. I can also do that there if I want, but we're just going to leave everything here as the default. That's all going to be set. That's everything here. We just leave for default. At this point, we hit start, and here's the screen that we need to pay attention to. First two items are the requirement of the RAM, secure boot, and TPM, and remove the requirement for Microsoft account. Now I can create a local account with the username, but I don't need to do that because we're not going to be doing a fresh install. We're going to be doing an upgrade. And this is the part that I have to be very clear about. So all the data on the drive, the thumb drive will be erased. It's fine. We hit OK. And it will go ahead and it will do everything it needs to do to prepare this flash drive. Now, there has been some controversy about doing upgrades on existing Windows 10 installations with MBR formatted drives. Well, that's what we're going to be doing. We're going to be doing an upgrade on a system that has an MBR formatted drive, and I will show that to you here very briefly while we're waiting for Rufus to do its thing. So here's the disk that we have. It is a 240 gigabyte SATA solid state drive. If we hit right click here and we hit properties and we go to volumes, you will see that it says that it is MBR, master boot record. So we are going to do an upgrade on an existing Windows 10 installation that's installed on an MBR formatted drive. That's what we're going to be doing. So we're going to just wait for Rufus to finish up doing this, which will take it a little bit of time. Again, I will edit out the boring parts of this. Okay, so this is now done. We can close this. Let's go into File Explorer. We should be able to see the drive. There's the drive. Move this just a little bit. There we go. So there's our drive. This is the USB thumb drive that's been formatted. Everything is set. So from this point here, again, I will reiterate just for the sake of it, that this is going to be an in-place upgrade of Windows 10 to Windows 11 on unsupported hardware with a drive that is formatted at MBR. Okay, just to reiterate that. So we're going to close this. The one thing that is very important with this right now is that you now disconnect all network. Close down Wi-Fi, disconnect network cable if you have one. You do not want to be online for this next part. All right, so here's what we're going to do. The only thing we're going to do here is we're going to run setup off the thumb drive. All we're going to do. And once this starts up, install Windows 11. Next. And this is the part where it checks for updates online, and this can cause problems. This is why it's very important for you to make sure you are completely disconnected from internet. No Wi-Fi, no network cable, nothing. No internet connection. Okay. Hit the accept. Make sure you're ready to install. Again, it tries to check for updates again. I'm going to close this window here. So it does this at least twice. It seems to be very stubborn about this. I don't know exactly why, but it is. Okay, so after it's hemming and hawing and throwing a little hissy fit, here's where we're at. We're going to install Windows 11 Pro. We're going to keep all the personal files and apps, and all we're going to do is hit install. And we'll just let it go. Like they say in Frozen, let it go. And we'll come back to it when it gets to the first part where it wants to reboot. Okay, so we are coming up on our first restart. Let's see what we get. All right, at this point, I'm going to remove that USB thumb drive as soon as this gets to the actual restart. I should be safe to pull it out at this point. And there you see Windows 11 symbol. And now it's got to go through the rest of it. This obviously will take a while as well. So we'll just let it do its thing. Okay, it looks like we may finally be there. Yep, it looks like we are there. There we go. We have the last stages of getting this done. This may also take a little bit of time, so let it do its thing. Okay, there we are. We are here. We are at Windows 11. So I'm going to take a real quick look and double check the drive again. Okay, there's the drive. Let's take a look and see if it did anything to it. I don't think it did, but let's take a look. Volume. There you go. Still master boot record. So you can do this. Upgrade. There you go. All right, so at this point, I'm going to plug the network back in since we're done. And take a real quick look and see about the Windows updates. And we have some updates here already. So we're going to close this one for Windows 10. We don't need that. But we have cumulative updates. Security updates. Interesting. And it still says Windows 10, but it's not Windows 10. It says right here, Windows 11 Pro, 23H2. The date it was installed. So everything is there. But let's go ahead and see if we can get them to work. Let's go to check for updates again. There we go. Okay, there we go. It had to clear the original Windows 10 ones. So we have security update, platform, anti-malware, .NET framework, and some more Windows 11 updates. And they are downloading. And hopefully they should install without any trouble. Again, I'm just going to let this do its thing. And when we get to the end of this, we'll see what we get. Okay, that's it. Updates there are done. We have a update preview, which I'm not going to install for the moment. But there you are. Everything is up and running. We have taken the Windows 10 MBR installation, and we have upgraded it to Windows 11. So I'll have some thoughts here in a little bit, but we're done here. Okay, so you've seen it. I think it's pretty straightforward, pretty clear. I don't think that you should run into any problems, but you never know. Again, I'll sound like a broken record about this time and time again. Back up your system. Make sure that it is a verified good backup before you start doing stuff like this. Okay? So how long did this actually take? Well, from the moment I opened up the web browser to download the ISO to the time I got through all the process, got to the desktop and started looking at the Windows updates and doing the Windows update stuff, which wasn't a lot, fortunately. The entire thing took roughly an hour and 15 minutes to do, total. So that's on, again, an AMD FX 6100, which is a 13-year-old chip, on an MSI 990 FX-GD65 board, also 13 years old. It was done on a SanDisk 240 gigabyte drive, which is a bit old and did not have the best write speed, but it is a solid state drive, so that's there. 32 gigabytes of RAM. So that's the process. If you have any questions, you can leave them down in the comments below the video. I'll be happy to answer what I can, but I think you would tend to agree that that process was pretty straightforward. Anyway, I will see you guys somewhere down the line, and hopefully there'll be another video. As I said, I'm hoping that I don't have to do this ever again. We are 17 months roughly away from end of support, or official support, if you will, for Windows 10. Yes, there's the update stuff, the extended support, excuse me, that Microsoft has put out, at least for the corporate. What they're going to do for consumer, we don't know. We don't know what the pricing is going to be. So, okay, fine. But this subject keeps coming up in certain circles about doing this. And hopefully I don't have to do this again. I really, really hope I don't have to do this again. It's time to move on. If you don't have a system that can run Windows 11 straight out, run it without any workarounds or any of the stuff that I've done, if you don't have that, you should be thinking seriously about replacing that system. Because by the time end of support is here, you're looking at an 8-9-year-old system roughly. And honestly, That's about the average lifespan of a desktop computer, is roughly about 8 years. At that point, the technology has gotten better. Your platform is starting to struggle to keep up, and it's time to move on. Okay? Just, it's time to move on. Anyway, we'll see you down the line. You guys have a good day, and thanks for watching.